Hey guys, it's Tony with MTB Dropping, and here we combine mental health and mountain biking to create this awesomeness that I call my channel. Now let's open this box that I have right in front of my face. Alright guys, so today's obviously another really cool day. I got this box from Yoshimura right here. I met the guys at Sea Otter. I went to their booth. They had some really cool stuff. I love their branding. I love the way that their pedals look. Their pedals are very, very interesting. So what they do with their pedals, they do two things that caught my eye. Is that instead of just creating a flat pedal, a flat surface almost with spikes that come out of the pedal, what they do is they kind of cave both sides in, and I thought that was very interesting. I mean, in my mind, that would logically make sense to have more grip, so that way when you press on the pedal, the pedals are technically digging into your shoe. Second thing that I noticed about these pedals is that what they do is they get rid of the spacing in between the crank and the pedal itself. And one of the things that really bothers me about when I use normal pedals, I have a really skinny waist and, like, you know, hips, I guess you would say. So my feet tend to hit the crank, and it's almost like, wow, it would be really cool if my pedals were actually closer in to my cranks, then my whole foot would be on the pedal. And when I talked to the guys from Yoshimura, I think I'm saying that right, Yoshimura, they told me that because they bring the pedals in closer to your cranks, that actually brings more, I guess, torsional power, and it's technically more torque or more efficient power. So I wanted to really test these out. It's a very unique concept and design when it comes to pedals, and I really haven't found my favorite pedal yet. So I really think there's a good chance that these pedals might actually work for me because they address two difficulties that I actually been having with my previous pedals. Oh, some purple pins, screws. Oh yeah, those are pins, gotcha. You know how. Oh dang. So they sent me some purple spikes because I wanted to do purple and red because those are my daughter's colors. So I just want to you know, do that little mix match, and we're going to take some pictures and we're going to test these out. I'm going to let you guys know what I think of them. So I've had the pedals for about 45 days, scratched them up. They're not as pretty as they once were. The first thing that drew me into these things was they were just beautiful. Aesthetically, they were very pleasing. The little bit of different kind of color patterns you can do, like that was a huge selling point for me visually. So the shoe size that I used in combination with the Yoshimura pedal was the Freerider 510s. I've had these shoes for probably about like over a year now, so I did not get a new set of 510s to use with this pedal, and I can tell you right away, I immediately could tell the difference in grip with these shoes, even though that I've had them for like over a year already. The pedal size that I used was size large. For me, it's all about stability, so the biggest platform I can get, even though my foot's only size 8, is the best option for me. So you guys are probably wondering about the durability. Well, they have a fully sealed axle system that's going to prevent all the dirt and get all the moisture from getting inside. So in terms of durability, they're pretty much competitive with everything else that's actually on the market right now. So they definitely check that box. So the next thing you guys are probably wondering is weight. How much do they weigh? They come in at 375 grams for the large, which is very competitive with the other brands. Like I think Crank Brothers is 375 for their Stamp 7s. And the only reason why their Stamp 11s are, I think, 325 grams is because they have like a titanium spindle, which makes the whole system a lot lighter. So when it comes to comfort and control and grip, one of the things that Yoshimura talks about is that their pedal is concaved. The 3 pins up front actually come upward and forwards, and so do the rear pins as well. So it basically crunches in to your foot like this for optimal grip. They call it like a concave system, or that the pedal is concave. If you guys are wondering, Crank Brothers does this as well. I can't say for certain, but when looking at both the Stamp pedals from Crank Brothers and the Yoshimura pedals, it looks like the Yoshimura pedals might be a bit more concaved inwards. That may not actually be true, but that's just what I got from my visual. That's just what I got from looking at it visually. Perhaps probably like one of the most surprising things about these pedals is that I rarely have to adjust my foot. When I've used other pedals, I'm constantly adjusting my foot. My foot always is feeling uncomfortable, or like I feel like my ankle isn't lining with my knee properly. With these pedals, it has been one of the most comfortable experiences when it comes to pedaling for me. I think that has a lot to do with what they call their compact form factor. So the pedals are actually really close to the crank. So sometimes pedals are like seated out a little bit further from the crank, but Yoshimura brings their pedal really close into the crank, which for me, and I have a skinny waist, like works amazingly. And I think that's why I feel so in aligned with this pedal system. I think if you're probably a bigger guy with a bigger foot, you may want to try these pedals out before you buy them because your foot may be a little bit too big for this system. That's my only con or concern when in regards to this compact system that they have. They also claim that since it's more compact, you're gonna have less pedal strikes, but I didn't notice a difference. I'm pedal striking all the time. They say it's a lot more efficient pedal platform because the pedals are brought more into the bike this way. And I have to say, I've noticed that. I feel just like so at one with my bike when I pedal. So I really feel like this pedal platform is definitely more efficient as they brought it more inward. Now, some people say that the more inward it is, the less stable it is. But for me, I found quite the opposite. The more inward it is for me, the more stable I actually feel and at one with the bike. So probably the biggest con with these pedals is, and probably the only one, is the price. So they are going to be about $190, but let's keep in mind, Yoshimura is a very well-established high-end company who makes really high-end exhaust systems for like motorsports. So I would expect, I already looked at them as kind of a higher-end company. So I guess I expected for anything that they would put out that the quality would be as high as it possibly could go, or just the brand value in and of itself. Just being like, I remember when Renthal came out with their fat bar, I'm like, I was willing to spend a little bit extra just because it was Renthal, because I trusted that company. I used to ride dirt bikes when I was a kid, and I definitely knew who Renthal was. So when I found out they were making Renthal handlebars, I totally had that trust when I went with them. So I guess I feel like that can justify that little bit more of a price than like other pedals. I would say they're probably the direct competitor is the Stamp 7 probably. So you're gonna probably, if you're gonna be looking like at one of these pedals in this price range, you're gonna probably be looking at the Stamp 7s and Yoshimura. But that being said, I love these pedals. I am not taking them off my bike. I'm not trading them for Stamp pedals anytime soon. At this point, I'm actually gonna be probably looking at Crank Brothers clipless pedals actually. So that's gonna be a thing. Am I gonna go to clipless? Am I gonna stay with the flats? I don't know. So we're gonna see. If you guys wanna see like clipless versus flat pedals or a video on that, or see me compare the Stamp 7s to the Yoshimura like directly side by side, let me know in the comments. I hope you guys found value from this video, guys. Stay strong, keep pedaling, guys. I'm dropping out today.